So I'm only a couple of days away from playing in Brisbane Regionals. I thought I'd try and vlog my experience with it. So we'll see how it goes. I'm recording from my apartment where I live, and I'm not going to show you any of it because it is a mess, because that's what happens when you play a lot of Pokemon TCG before a tournament. You start to neglect tidying up and things like that, so you get to see my collection of my DVDs and games and whatnot. So look, I've got a few decks built. I've put together Grimmsnarl, Charizard, and just for something a little bit of fun, Hydrapple as well. Those are the decks that I'm most likely to want to play across the weekend, whether it's in the main event or maybe some fun sides afterwards and things like that. So we'll see how it goes. The plan today is not to stream. I could go live and stream for like 5 hours if I wanted tonight, but the plan is actually to meet up with some players that have flown in from Western Australia, from Perth. They've come a really far way to come play in this event, so it'd be nice to put cards to table and actually go through the process of playing with IRL cards. It's important to get your reps in and be physically comfortable with playing the game just as much as it is knowing the cards inside and out as well. So the plan is to hop on the train, head to South Bank, which is where the tournament venue is. It's where like a lot of people will be staying if they're flying in, and we'll go from there. I'll bring my decks and we'll see how it goes. And just quickly, I thought I'd show off where I'm up to with the Grimmsnarl deck list. It's the one that I'm most likely going to play. You can see there's a few proxies in there. I need to take some Lillies out of one of my other decks and sub them in. And then over here, you'll see one of the awkward Pokemon counts that I've decided to go with for now, a 2-2-2 Grimmsnarl line, because I'm actually playing a 3-3 Froslass line. I've been really enjoying leaning into the Froslass side of the strategy. I find myself, when I play this deck, wanting to put down more than one Froslass at a time, and it really annoys me when I prize a Froslass, so I'm bumping it up to 3-3, so we'll see how that goes. I don't ever feel like I'm under pressure to get this evolution line up straight away. I'm happy to chill, right? Quite literally with Froslass. So that's the thought process there. In need of another tech. You can see, despite having the really expensive Psyduck promo, I need to swap the Shaymin out of one of my other decks and into this one. Supporter line looks pretty standard, 4-4, 3, 2, and 1. And then we've got 3 Night Stretcher, 2 Canna Catcher, 2 Buddy Poffin. One of each of those items. Those tools look pretty familiar. Stadiums are pretty familiar, and 8 Dark Energy. So we'll see how this fares in testing and make adjustments if we need to. I've got some other ideas for the deck list as well to try and shore up some of my other matchups. In particular, Absol Kangaskhan is a bit miserable, and I don't know that teching for it is actually going to help me. I think I just have to accept that matchup as a bit of an L and hope that I don't face a lot of it on the weekend. With the game as it is at the moment, it is a bit of a matchup roulette unless you're willing to play, the likes of Gardevoir or Dragapult. So if not, if I'm playing a deck that's a bit lower tier, you have to accept some bad matchups. So yeah, that's my thoughts pre-tournament so far, and we'll see how it shakes out. Just got off the train, gonna go find our testing partner for the afternoon and see how we go. We're in South Brisbane at the moment, and they're somewhere nearby. Sake Thursdays. We got so this is the chicken meatballs. What's this one? This one's like
chicken thighs.
Chicken thighs, yeah. third plate came. Cubone doesn't like it.
Oh, I didn't say I didn't like it. Wait.
That's good. I'm vlogging the testing.
You're fine. I got 2 fire.
Just got finished with some testing with Cubone, who's a regular chatter on the Twitch channel. Mainly just tested Grimmsnarl and Charizard because those are the decks that we had built between us. I don't actually have that many decks built at any one time. I probably should be better about that, but because I spend all my time on Pokemon TCG Live, like that is just where I have decks built. So that's okay. Tomorrow will be check-in and there'll be a lot more people around, obviously. So, and because they've got the space open for side events, I'm hoping that I can just sit down and jam games with people. That would be really good. So I'm looking forward to tomorrow. It's pre-registration day. It's Friday, so I'm at a station waiting to catch a train to head in. Train takes me to South Brisbane. It's right adjacent to the convention centre where the event is being held, so very convenient. The time is 12:20, so what? I'll probably still be there before check-in even starts, but I kind of wanted to head in early and see who's hanging around, say good day to whoever's there early. Might bump into some judges if they're not super busy. They probably are. But yeah, hoping to get some last-minute games in at the hall. I'm not like terribly concerned about concealing my deck choice, especially given like it's all I've been testing online for the last week or so. So just would be nice to be able to sit down and play some table games the day before and get settled. Just got off the train, so I'm in South Brisbane now. I was looking at Twitter and the Bureau of Meteorology Queensland have put out a weather warning for tomorrow. You see above me, it's quite cloudy, but it's going to be even worse tomorrow by the sounds of things. Heavy thunderstorms and whatnot, so that'll be interesting. We'll see how it goes. Your board doesn't look as good as mine at the moment.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah.
Hang on.
I am recording this term for posterity. You ready? You ready? Okay, so first, Briar. Okay, Briar. Then, Dusknoir. Dusknoir knocks out Shark. No! Oh, okay, wait. Wait, okay. No, I got it.
That was it.
So we got Super Rod.
Okay.
Super Rod gets back Klefki.
Okay.
Okay. Artisan for the Klefki.
Okay.
Then we go here again. Pidgeot, quick search. For the Jet Energy. Jet Energy to Klefki. Klefki goes active. Dusknoir to Psyduck. Then manual retreat. Back to Charizard and then knockout. That's 3. Because I take 1 prize off the Psyduck and then 2 prizes from the Briar.
Boo. Boo.
know where to go. Finished pre-reg day of Brisbane Regionals. So Friday, come in, you check in, tell them that you're here for the tournament, get your promo, get your playmat. This regionals, we got the Giovanni Mewtwo, Destined Rivals mat, and we got the Lillie's Determination stamp promo, which is pretty cool. I was hoping for a newer mat, but take what we get. Still thinking about what I want to do with Grimmsnarl. Played in a bunch of standard side events just to get some practice against people that I don't normally get to play with, so that was fun. The convention center behind me, that's where we're playing tomorrow. Sort of elaborate on what I was talking about before. So I got to play a bunch of games against people that I didn't know. So one of the side events that they're doing now is not a new thing, right? They always do like on-demand 8-person tournaments usually, just standard format, winner gets extra tickets, all that sort of thing. What they've done, which I think is good, is they've reduced it to 4 people per pod, and you just do a round robin. It makes a lot more sense because you can start those tournaments a lot faster than usual. And yeah, you just play against everybody in the group of 4, and whoever gets the most wins gets the extra prize wall tickets. So I played against a local player who I know from playing a lot of Grimmsnarl, and so we got to talking about playing Grimmsnarl. He'd been practicing a lot of Absol Kangaskhan, and I think just seeing me bring out the Grimmsnarl for the 4-person tournament has inspired him probably to play Grimmsnarl tomorrow. One of the things that he mentioned though was that he'd been testing a list that had like no boss, no counter catcher or anything. It just purely relies on the things that make Grimmsnarl, which is being able to produce and spread damage via the Froslass and Munkidori, right? So if you're targeting things down with Munkidori and Froslass, you don't sort of need the boss's orders. I'm a little bit hesitant to go fully in that direction, but it does like lend a lot into how I want to play Grimmsnarl. So I'm thinking about it, we'll see. I got a bit of time to think about if I go in that direction and then what card choices I want to make when I get home, so we'll see. Okay, so tournament started, just played round 1. I had the pleasure of playing against Joltik Box, which is really, really difficult for Grimmsnarl to deal with. Pretty unfortunate draw, to be honest. The thing with that deck is that it is very capable of taking 2 prizes against you no matter what. It's very maneuverable. It has like 4 bosses orders between Iron Leaves and Iron Hands. It can just take 2 prizes every turn if it wants to. So unfortunate way to start the tournament. I did take a game, so that was good. First game could have played a lot better, but I think it was just round 1 nerves getting to me. I made like some really small mistakes that kind of snowballed out of control. Mainly that I played a Buddy Poffin. I should have got 2 Snorunt instead of Snorunt and Impidimp. Because of the way I played my secret box, I sort of locked myself out of getting 2 Snorunt down that turn, and it really cost me because I wasn't able to generate enough damage counters across the game. Still don't know if that would have mattered or not, but because my opponent just had a lot of answers available to them, but yeah, never mind. We just collect ourselves and go again. Very nice player. She's from Melbourne. Only just started playing earlier this year, so had a nice conversation at least throughout the game, and we were able to finish a a best of 3 in 50 minutes, so that's always a good thing too. So we'll go again and see what happens. Second round was a draw, playing against Ceruledge. Very, very cool. Oh, look who I found. Hey, who's this? Look at this guy. Say hello. Just wave. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm trying to vlog this.
Oh,
But I'm a 35-year-old man. Like, do you know how embarrassing it is?
Yeah. I'm 32. So I got 3 years until it's embarrassing? Is that how it works?
No, it's embarrassing no matter what age you are. It's just, you're more keenly aware of how cringe it is to be 35-year-old and recording yourself.
You're fine. You got the kitty cat shirt. It's fine.
Yeah, dude.
It's not embarrassing in the slightest. It's a cool cat, man. You got this.
Yeah, you know how I know that I don't do this very often?
Yeah.
I have this terrible tendency to hold the phone vertical instead of horizontal. Like, I'm gonna try and make a YouTube video, but
Oh, doing it for long form?
yeah.
Fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm doing the TikTok updates. I'm terrible at that. Is
Uh,
everything recorded still?
I have been.
cool.
Why not? Tell me about your round 2. How'd you go?
Oh, I fumbled so hard. Like,
Yeah.
hilariously hard. I'm running Ceruledge paired into Slowking, which isn't the best matchup, but not unwinnable.
Yeah.
Game 1 was down to 2 prizes, had a boss in hand, they had a Pheasantipity on board, so was able to be like, okay, next turn I have the game.
Yeah.
I just need to set up another Ceruledge. Played Super Odded into Ceruledge and a Fire Energy, thinking like, I've got another Charcadet in the deck still, I'll be fine, I just need the energy and the evolution. Pheasantipity.
Yeah.
The other Charcadet was not in the deck. He was in the prizes, and I'm an absolute muppet. So that's on me.
Yeah.
Prize
but
check
if
better.
but if it's the only way you can win, like, yeah.
Well, and that was the thing. Like, it was a
Yeah.
Hail Mary play, but if I had Super Odded in one of the Charcadets from the discard, I drew into a Fire Energy, so that would have been the Charcadet. I would have benched it, evolved Ceruledge, but then, yeah, the inverse of that is then I don't have the Fire Energy to set it up either. So it wasn't a great situation. Away she goes. Into game 2, I also Ultra Balled under Buddy. Picked up my deck like an absolute muppet because I was kind of nervous after the first game and just like went in, and then I like picked it up instantly, was like, oh no, I can't do that, put it back down.
Yeah.
Went to the opponent, I'm like, I'm sorry, like I can't do that. And he's like, oh, I'm like, that's fine, we'll keep playing. I'm like, no, that's not cool. Judge comes over, DPL for that. Into Slowking, I really want to be able to play Briar, and that plays just off the table when you got a DPL, so like, that's fun. And went down to 2 prizes. Well, I needed to take 6, they needed to take 4. I had game if there was one more turn, but there wasn't another turn. So yeah,
No.
way it goes. But like,
Well, I
super solid guy to play into. He's lovely. Fun
I
match.
played against Ceruledge that
Yeah?
round.
How'd you go?
And ended in a tie. Just 10 damage short from winning in +1.
What are you running?
I'm playing Grimmsnarl. And I got smashed
An
game.
awkward one.
I got smashed game 1. I had no business even trying to play that game out, so it's probably my bad. But like, I was kind of like, oh, we'll see what happens. But like, I just bled too many prizes, and then game 2 ended in a 4-prize de-evolve.
Yeah.
Into my opponent had to like try and make it happen with one more turn with just a Soul Rock in play. They didn't get it, thankfully. And then in game 3, like, he didn't start like anything to be able to get going turn 1.
Yep.
So I was able to like play. It's amazing how different it is when Ceruledge can't immediately calm mine and Squawkabilly.
Yeah.
And so like I almost won in time, but I was just like the smallest, just one
Just
damage
shy,
counter
just
off
a lot of time left.
off winning. Yeah. So I mean I'll take it, but
Yeah.
yeah, it's kind of a rough start.
It's
for sure.
not ideal, but like, yeah, pretty awkward matchup. So it's still getting a point off it.
Mm.
That's the plus.
Dude,
Just
it's
gotta
been
win.
ages since I've seen you. What the heck?
Yeah, I don't travel much. I'm just busy.
Yeah, I know.
Work's
I know.
been a
It's
gong
like-
show. Been buying a house, and that's been a lot more work than I realized.
Yeah.
But like, almost done. So I should be back to streaming and stuff next week.
Good.
Hopefully.
I'll enter.
And running tournaments.
I'll enter a budget build battle.
Yeah. So switching those up. I'm gonna be
Or
doing,
whatever
yeah,
you run.
No,
I'll
I'm gonna
play.
be doing Friday night standard tournaments going forward because
Okay.
there seems to be a gap in the Oceania region. I'm like,
Oh,
we
let's
could
do
do
it.
that. And
I'll
then,
play.
Yeah, and then budget build battles on Saturday. So
Yep.
yeah, if you want single prize shenanigans or you want standard shenanigans, it's there.
Well, I mean, I can single prize in standard.
Yeah.
No worries.
Well,
Alakazam, off you go.
Run it for both. You're
Yeah.
fine.
All right, my arm hurts. I'm gonna stop.
That's
Bye. Yeah, but like they're just like specifically hanging around. Okay, we got a win on the board finally. So I'm 1-1-1. Played against. What did I play against? I played against a Dragapult. And so the double TM Devolution was really, really good. So shout outs to one of our local players, Michael, who I spoke to yesterday. Got me onto playing double TM Devo, and it just completely flipped the script, no pun intended, on that matchup. Like, I was able to stay in control the whole game. They were hit me with the itchy pollen, but like, if you're able to just stall out their ability to set up Dragapult, like, you just put the game away as Grimmsnarl, just spread enough damage counters. And then in both games, I had boss's orders at the right time, which maybe was a little bit of luck, but I think even without it, I was in a pretty commanding position both times. So yeah, really, really strong tech, the second team Devo. Highly recommend. We'll see how the rest of the day goes. 1-1-1. Keep trying, keep plugging away. See if I can survive day one. Just have a fun day of Pokemon, yeah. So on lunch break, which is amazing. We haven't had a lunch break in like 10 years. I've been waiting a really long time for one of these. So I played against Goldengo in round 4, and I just microwaved them to death with Froslass. That's all you have to do. They're sort of forced to put down Goldengo because if they don't evolve them, they can get Iono'd out of their stuff, or they can't really like play the game without having the ability to draw. So being able to just like spam damage counters with double Froslass both games, it creates like really unbeatable positions. Double TM Devolution works really well too. So just good tech and good matchup. I never really thought of it being a good matchup for me, but it worked out. So yeah. So had lunch break. Now we're round 5. Just finished tied. So I'm on 2-1-2. I played against Charizard, and I've won a pretty commanding game 1, just doing the Froslass things. My opponent like wisely decided to scoop it pretty early on. Just didn't really like their chances. And then in the second game, they played a bit more methodical, kept space open for the Klefki in order to stop my Psyduck from doing its thing. The thing that really like cooked me in that game, I went like early double de-evolution to like slow them down while I tried to set up, but they seemed to have an out over the course of a couple of turns to knock out my Froslass, so I just wasn't able to generate damage counters throughout the game, and I lost as a result. Like, I sort of got towards the end and maybe like pulled the trigger on the Grimmsnarl a bit too early. I probably should have like just tried to weasel out a Snorunt one last time instead of being like so afraid, but yeah, that's how it goes. So 2-1-2, I'm still in it. I've got to win 3 games in a row, I guess. 2-1-2. Yeah, you really need to. Yeah, just went out. I got to win like 4 games of Pokemon to make it out to day 2. So yeah, we'll try our best. See what happens. I'm happy to have like kind of an even scoreboard. Obviously, I'd like more wins and draws, but I feel like I'm playing like pretty good Pokemon. I sort of understand where I'm going wrong, where it goes wrong, and that's all you can really hope for, can't you? All right, so it's beginning to storm outside too. The Bureau of Meteorology put out a warning yesterday for severe weather. It looks like it's going to storm. Yeah, you can see the sky is quite dark, and it started rumbling during round 5. Pretty hectic. It's loud too. I wouldn't be surprised if you hear it in the recording. So that's enjoyable. At least we're in here and not out there. Okay, just finished round 6. Looks like it's a bit more dry out there now. I played against the Mirror, Grimmsnarl Mirror. Game 1, I was able to knock out a Grimmsnarl and a Morgrem on the same turn, and just basically take a pretty commanding position there. And then in the second game, they had an Ursaluna start, which was really unfortunate. I was able to just set up kind of as usual. It was a bit weird for me because I prized 2 Impidimp. Thankfully, I had the third one in the deck. I added the third one back into the list, a bit more sensible, and it paid off in this game. Because, yeah, I prized 2 Impidimp. I had to play like kind of a weird game where I actually set up a Froslass and just got my Munkidori up and kind of just controlled the board. Even though they started Ursaluna, the deck still has Air Balloon, so it's manageable, but it's not great either. So really happy to have sort of played the game 1, game 2, it just took too long. That's just Grimmsnarl mirror, unfortunately, especially when your opponent's stuck the way that they were in game 2. So yeah, we're still alive, 3-1-2. Oh my god. It's getting bad around here, to be honest.
It's an interesting area.
Yeah.
How you going
Walking
today?
around the streets at night, not as hectic as Melbourne, but yeah, keep your wits about you. I'm on the winning end, 4-1-2.
Oh yeah, that's epic.
Yeah, so I had, my opponent was playing Gardevoir, Jellicent, Spathra EX. And that's an interesting time for me playing Grimmsnarl. Oh
I'm on
no!
3-1-3 now. So paired into, it was like a Terra box type deck. So they're
Terra
running
box.
like the
Noctowl.
Terra Pikachu, bunch of Noctowls, Teal Mask
Crispin.
Ogerpon, bunch of Crispins, and the Wellspring Ogerpon. So I always had to have at least 3 Charcadets in play, or else they could just go Wellspring, take out 2. But yeah, game 1 ended up getting it because it was just like, I got set up very quickly, had the 3 Charcadets, they took out 2 of them. The one that went active, I was like, okay, this is fine, take out the Wellspring, set up some more. They promoted Terra Pikachu, and then it was just like, I'll just boss around it every turn, and we did. Like, I got down to 3-card deck, and Palpated two bosses in. Well, actually, no, did Pheasantipity, drew through the 3 cards, Palpated in 2 bosses, and then it was like, okay, cool,
Yeah,
like,
I
I
get
know that I have it next turn. Like, it's fine. And then, yeah, game 2, just couldn't get online. They took me out. Going into game 3, we had about 10 minutes. Their deck takes a while to do things.
Yeah.
So it's like 3-minute turns, and it's like, all right, and then just kept going sob with Soul Rock in the active. I'm like, it's the right play, like you're forcing the tie, but like, damn.
That's tough.
Yeah, it is what
Yeah.
it is. But a lovely person, so yeah, not mad at it.
It's fine. Alright.
That's sick though. You might get through day 2.
I'm gonna try.
Nah, you will. Believe me, you got this.
Tournament's over. I lost my last round, so finished 4-2-2. I played against Cerulege in the last round, so I was feeling like somewhat confident, but I didn't quite manage to pull through. I won game 1, just did Froslass, Munkidori things, and then game 2, my opponent just like seemed to work out that if he targeted my Munkidoris, the way that I was playing the matchup, he could just beat it. Just by taking my Munkidori off the board. It means that I can't put damage on the Cerulege, and it means that I can't de-evolve for knockouts. So, and then in game 3, it went to time, and just by looking at board state, I decided to give him the win. He'd managed to take a knockout by the time time was called, or by the time the turns had transpired. So yeah, I gave it to him. So 4-2-2, gave it a good go. Gonna go have dinner now, so this might be it, but we are gonna play the cup tomorrow, so we'll see.
Oh, hi. The map
It's day 2 of regionals. I'm out, but I did sign up for the League Cup, which is looks like there's 140 plus people entering, so it's enormous. It's bigger than the last Brisbane Regionals Day 2 League Cup. Well, I won the one earlier this year, so I could try again and defend the crown, I guess, but yeah, we'll see how it goes. I did do a lot better in the main event this year than I did the last regional, so we'll see. So I have 3 rounds into the League Cup, and it's been abysmal. I'm like 2 losses and a draw somehow. Just like misplays in the first 2 rounds cost me, and then my round 3 unfortunately just went to time because my opponent was a bit new, so they were a bit slow with their turns, and that's alright, but yeah, it's just unfortunate to go to time in, 30-minute best of 1 round. What were my matchups? So round 1 was Terrapagos with Noctowl, so yeah, Terrabox. Unfortunate misplay at the beginning of the game where I grabbed an Impidimp instead of a Grimmsnarl off my stadium. So that sort of spiraled out of control because I just wasn't able to get a Grimmsnarl down in time to start applying pressure before they started setting up Ogerpon. So yeah, the game got away from me. And then in my second round, I played against Ceruledge. I couldn't find a Froslass the whole game. I think if I'd found one Froslass, just a tiny little bit of damage is all I needed on board to sort of overcome my opponent, and they just had like boss's orders to not put damage on my Grimmsnarl at the right times. I made one mistake in that game where I took damage as a Grimmsnarl, and I should have taken the opportunity to retreat and just preserve the damage on the bench, but I stayed active with it and attacked instead of like switching to another Grimmsnarl. So yeah, that was my bad for making that mistake, but yeah, you never know. They might have had boss's orders anyway because they seem to be pretty proficient at having access to that card throughout the game. Yeah, unfortunate. And then yeah, round 3 against Dragapult Dusknoir, and it was a bit awkward. I just got off to like kind of a slow start and couldn't really play the game that I wanted to, and then my opponent also had a very slow start, and it spiraled into a 30-minute tie. I'm not sure if there was anything I could do about it except like try and play even faster, but yeah, never mind. We'll pick ourselves up and try again. Tournament's finished. Finally put a win on the board in the last round. I played against Charizard and beat it with Grimmsnarl. Pretty just standard game where you kind of just choke the Charizard deck out of a board to be able to like play anything. Use Grimmsnarl to snipe out a Pidgey here and use Munkidori and Froslass damage there, and you kind of just take control of the game, and there's not a lot my opponent could do about it. Psyduck's there to stop the Dusclops, and I think they prized their Klefki, so things just worked out really well. So now I'm going to go have lunch finally and just chill the rest of the day and maybe play some sides. Watched the top 4 match between Jordan Palmer and Ryuki. Man, Jordan got smashed in that game. Really unfortunate for him. Really is, I don't know, in my mind, I feel like it's a matchup for Goldengo to win, really, against Absol Kangaskhan. But yeah, just really tough brick out of Jordan in game 2. And I think, I didn't catch game 1, but somebody said that he needed to find like an out to bump Lively Stadium to win that game, and lost it, unfortunately. So yeah, tough run. I think we're setting up for maybe a Japan versus Japan finals, but we'll see what it ends up being with the other semi-final. So I'm a couple of days removed from the weekend now. I'm just about to go live on Twitch, and I've had a little bit of time to think about how the weekend went and what went well and what I could improve for next time. So obviously, I want to try and make day 2. That's a pretty good goal for any player entering a regional championship at the very least. I mean, of course, you can go in with the goal of having fun or maybe just winning a couple of games and being there to participate. But if you're a competitive player, I think that a pretty common score line to want is that fabled 5-2-1 or better to make it to the second phase of the competition. It's a bit of a mark of an achievement there, if you like. I think for me, I was caught by my own arrogance to think that with the degree of testing that I did, which, in times past might have been pretty adequate, but in today's age of the Pokemon TCG and how competitive regionals are, you need to do more. You need to play test with a wide variety of players or players that have access to different decks, especially the top tier decks. And I think that you also need to just practice heaps. What else could I say? So I think one of the other things I thought about too is me being who I am and in the place in life that I'm in, I find it difficult to commit time to playing IRL. So there are a lot of different avenues that have always existed in the Pokemon TCG to help you get a leg up when, life gets in the way of dedicating all your free time to the Pokemon TCG. A really good example of that would probably be something like strategy articles posted on Metafy, or even just like YouTube VODs or deck profiles and example gameplay from people, There's a lot to pick up and learn. And I think that I probably myself am a little bit arrogant in that for lack of a better way to describe it, I myself am a bit of a conundrum, because even though I know in my brain that if somebody is as practiced as me, but also understands the strategy of their deck against mine by way of reading strategy articles on websites like Metafy, or even just watching streamers or YouTube videos on the topic from top-level players, I also myself find myself struggling to reconcile the idea of buying articles, or let's say I find myself too arrogant to want to, but the reality of it is that I should want to because of the place in my life that I'm in. My time with Pokemon cards is also split amongst making YouTube videos and Twitch streaming, where, while I am going through the motions of playing the Pokemon TCG, I'm not necessarily getting quality testing that I need to be able to understand matchup theory and concepts and all of that sort of thing, right? Some of the best advice I received in the lead up to the tournament was on the day before, where I got to just have a conversation with a fellow local player who suggested, hey, try the double Devo. It works really well. And I mean, that was more important than any amount of hours that I funneled into playing online or practicing or what have you. So there's a lot for me to chew on and think about between now and the next time I have the opportunity I get to play in a Pokemon TCG regional or even a League Cup, right? All of these events require preparation and testing and coming in with the strategy, a little bit of luck, a lot of good, clean gameplay, and just having a go to try and get in there and doing whatever it takes to give yourself a competitive edge. So for me, that might mean accepting that these days, people who are so good at the game that they're publishing strategy articles about their decks are probably going to know a thing or two about playing the deck that I'm trying to understand on my own. And if my goal is to win or do well at a regional championship, why leave something like a strategy article or advice on a deck or anything on the table? That type of study or research could be way more valuable than any amount of testing and trying to understand matchups I can do on my own. So there is a lot left for me to learn in the game, and there always will be. And I sort of look forward to taking the lessons that I learned from regionals and applying them to the next time I head out there and try to compete at one of these big events. So, look, I hope you enjoyed the vlog, and let me know if you liked this sort of thing. I wouldn't mind trying to shoot another vlog. It doesn't have to be a regional championship. It could be something way more casual. It could just be a local tournament. It could just be a game night. Who knows? But if any of you enjoyed it, then I'll certainly consider it. So, look, I'll see you next time. Cheers.